Alright, I'm having trouble sleeping, so it's 3:30 in the morning. Roosters shouldn't be cock-a-doodle-dooing at 3:30 in the morning. Oh, the other noise is a mockingbird.
Love's got that taste. To say it now feels good on my tongue. Fear does horrible things to good hearts, good life.
Well, we're down here at the beach and we're going to give it a test run, see how it works. Fingers crossed.
Lives are like in some, so never make it out alive. Make it out alive. Funny how they do the same damn things. Motivation inside, somewhere dark and deep. It latches on like a thief. The fear makes you run and love helps you breathe. So never make it out alive. Make it out alive. Oh, the taste of just one kiss, I will jump at my own risk. Fear does not rule over my heart. Love is not short, but worth every shot. Worth every shot. So never make it out alive. Make it out alive. Make it out alive. Make it out alive. So never make it out alive. Make it out alive. Make it out alive. So never make.
Well, the prognosis is it seems to work fine, but there's one issue. When it starts, you saw in that video, the gimbal can't get itself oriented. If you go down and you sort of play with it a little bit, it gets all back together and goes. Is that going to get worse? I don't know. If that thing goes, it's about useless. So I think, unfortunately, it's not perfect, so I'm going to have to make a decision. Either gamble and hope it lasts a while longer, or look for another one. I don't know.
Well, you can see the drone 90% works, 95 even. How long before that gimbal goes? I don't know. I mean, will it stay that way for ages? You just fiddle with it and it'll come back? Or is it going to be, I don't know. So it's not really an optional thing. Therefore, I'm really debating whether I should just get another one the next time I go back, or should I replace it with one of those? They're much cheaper. Should I get a Mavic Pro? Should I buy the Advanced 4, which isn't that much more than the Mavic Pro? I don't know. Wasn't really planning on spending that kind of money right now. So, we'll see. Oh, it's really warm today. It's like 94, 84% humidity. Looks like weather, but it's been looking like weather for days. But I think we're going to go for a beach walk next. maybe even a swim. Okay, remember when this winter you guys, a lot of you were having fun with this, 75 was cold? Well, you're gonna have fun with this one too. Because usually this doesn't happen until June, and so this is kind of odd. It's almost June, but anyway, it's a little early. Just by days, really. But usually by June, we don't turn on the hot water heater anymore until October, because the water, the cold water that comes through is warm enough. I mean, it's generally 90 or higher. And if you want to take a cold shower, it's impossible, because that's about as cold as the water gets. And by the time you get into July and August, you're like, oh, what I'd give for a cold shower. You know, like one of those New England, out of the deep well, 40-some degrees, like, oh, God, that's cold. Because it never gets that cold. So I doubt you get to turn off your hot water, but on the other side of the coin, we turn on the air conditioning. So it sort of evens itself out. No hot water heater, but air conditioner on. Remember I was telling you that I paid Dwayne to clean up around the waterfront and around here and everything else? Well, I know he's been working all day, and I saw him a little while ago, and he just waved his hand, and he's out there still working away. You know, he could do that anytime he wants, and I'll make sure I tell them that later, because it's not critical that it's done on Friday. I just like it to get cleaned up so that it doesn't blow and is all over the place, and I don't need to have him kill himself or sweat to death just to do that. So tell him he can do it whenever he wants on Friday or Saturday or whatever works for him. It's the Porch Kitty collection. And there's another one over there. All looking for something to eat. Miss. Well, it's getting to that time of year too, where it's hot, and so we try to cook outside as much as possible. Tonight's going to be burgers and steak. Burgers for tonight, steak will be for tomorrow. Maybe we won't even have to cook tomorrow. Just outside cooking the burgers and steak, and this family walked up, and they were like, "Hey, Todd!" So we just had visitors who watched this vlog, and they're here for 3 weeks from British Columbia. That's a ride, but always good to see people. Now they're off to fish fry. Gave them some directions on place, and they'll go do some snorkeling, look for turtles, go to island school, whole bunch of stuff, and they seem to be having a great time, which is wonderful.
Well, I got one mackerel, good size, probably a 1.5 foot. But Sid doesn't like mackerel, I don't like mackerel, so I gave it to a friend of mine who's down here fishing too. Probably it for tonight.
Well, tomorrow, if it's good, I'm gonna do some more testing with the drone, see how it's working. But I think that gimbal thing is gonna be an issue. There's nothing I can do about it. That's how it goes.